to play now. Put me in the game now. I came here to prove it, I'm ready to do it, I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now, I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. I'm ready to do this, show you what the truth is. I step on the field, it's time to get real, I'm feeling so ruthless. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah, so what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to rise. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We reaching the top, we reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We reaching the top, we reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Racing, Climbing the Clouds, Mount Washington Hill Climb, available now. Check it out.
We say good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome back to the Bonehead Racing Rookie Series. With 2 chaotic races out of the way with both Daytonas, we are live from Nashville Superspeedway for round 2 of the point season. Now, we do have quite a few drivers in here. I think we have a total of 37 drivers in total that are registered and on track right now for the most part. There is some penalties out there for drivers that were involved in incidents last week at Daytona. I will go through those incidents right now as well. Number 13 of Jordan Martin does have an end-of-line race alongside the 67 of Jonathan Fortin, 82 of Anthony Lane, and the 94 of Calix Spooner. There is another car out there, the 41 of Alex Schwint, that has a 1-race suspension, as he has gone over our penalty point system to the point where it required a 1-race suspension. That's not how you want to start off your season for sure, but on top of that, it's nothing that anyone could do to fix that until after this week ends, as I'm going to make sure tonight we have the proper overlays or sounds, I must say, so we can have people come in for interviews and stuff like that, as I am not willing to have that kind of mistake again like I did in the Dirt Tour during our interviews, which I do apologize again to any of the Dirt Tour drivers watching that did have an interview and you got cut off. I do apologize for that. That is on me. As we're going to go on board here with the number 70 here for a few minutes while practice is about over, about 2 minutes to go. We're on board with Robert Armel. Has a gap of half a second to the leader being Daniel Pretorius, as he blinked in and out a little bit there. As you see, the 75 of Scott Merce is right behind him alongside the 26 of DG Swiss. The top three, or sorry, third place finisher of the Daytona race. As I'm going to go on board with good old DG. So we can see what he's kind of doing around this track. Looks like he's not really getting on the throttle until about mid-corner, which that is not a bad strategy whatsoever, as this track is hard on tires. For those that don't know what Nashville is, it is a 1.3-mile concrete surface. As we had someone going towards pit road, that was number 99 of Steve Stanhope. Right now, Daniel Pretorius is quick time with the best lap of a 30.546. Followed in behind him in second would be Lucas Edwards in at number 92 with a 30.58, and then John Meeks with a 30.593. One thing about John Meeks, this is his hometown track. So I'm sure John is probably feeling right at home here at Nashville Superspeedway, as qualifying is about to start this time. I would say we would pull John Meeks in for an interview, but he is currently not in this Discord. All right. Qualifying is ready to kick off here at Nashville Superspeedway. As we're waiting for the first car to take the grid, which there it goes. It just transferred over. So far, no cars have taken the grid quite yet. As the 55, or sorry, the first car on the track is the 69 of Patrick Purdy. As I gotta make a quick fix for something, so you're gonna have to. Oh, well. As Nick Salesburg will quick time here at Nashville with a. Sorry, never mind. He won't go quick time. Scott Hill will go quick time, or Hull. Sorry, Jesus. My apparent English is not working tonight for some reason. Your current pole sitter is Scott Hull with a. Never mind. The 36 goes to the top of the board with a 30.448. That'll put Scott Hill down all the way to third with Lucas Edwards going to the number 2 spot. Scott Mertz, top 5 so far. As we're going to see if this 36 can improve his lap time as he rounds off of turn number 4 for the final time. I think he just clipped the wall as DG has completed his lap time. We're going to go to the 028 of... Jesus, a lot of people are... my dang timing screen is moving around way too much. As the 028 of Jonathan Leager is going to go currently slowest time on the board. As we're going to go over here to the 29 as he is done with his qualifying run. We're going to go over here to the 38, see if he's got anything left in there. He's currently 10th, sitting at a 30.583, so he's about... And there goes the wall. Kyle Bishop goes to the second spot as the 36 still maintains the race lead. And here comes Daniel Pretorius in that number 3 machine to take his second lap, I do believe, or this is his final lap. Coming back into turn 3. We'll see if he can improve by any way. No, he is done. I guess he was practicing his pit stop. The 28 of Nick Salesburg is still out on the racing surface. And he'll be coming in this time by. Looks like a majority of the cars are done qualifying, as here comes the 48 of Joshua Heiberg, or Bog, sorry. He told me it last week, and, well, apparently I can't remember all that well. As he's going to qualify 23rd here tonight on the starting grid. The 34 will take the track, as he is currently on his out lap, coming back around for his first lap time this time. Coming into turn number 3, and now going into 4. That 36 is still holding on strong to the pole position. 30 seconds left on the clock. And Sammy Casey's first lap time is a 31.432, which that is not what exactly you would want to see here, as you'd be wanting to be in the 30s. And out of turn 4 for his final lap. As he will not complete his final lap. Now, the driver meeting is going to go over with, Jordan Coons is going to be going through your driver meeting right now, as we are currently waiting for that to conclude, and then they will be allowed to go on to the racing surface as soon as the driver meeting has concluded. As it looks like the driver meeting is over, cars are going to start taking to the track for some final practice going into the 150 laps here at Nashville Superspeedway. As one driver will be missing the start here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. It will be the 94 of Calix Spooner. He did not make the registering or the time to register for the race, as we got quite a few people in here. Looks like current quick time is number 29 of, as soon as I get my scoring board, or sorry, not the 29 anymore, 36 of Gage Wenzel. I do apologize if I mispronounced your last name, Gage. As he will go quick time once again. Never mind. 37 to Kyle Bishop will take quick time over that 36, or 3, as he has a custom number running tonight at Nashville. With about a minute 15 seconds left on the clock for warm-up. It looks like Bishop might be the guy to look out for tonight, perhaps on the long run. But the long run could do anything. It's going to be requiring pit strategy, tire saving, and not only that, but perhaps fuel saving, as we are no longer on a super speedway, as it looks like Nick Salesberg went for a little ride out of turn 2. We're going to go ahead and go back and take a quick little look at that. Yes, it looks like his truck did step out from under him going out of turn 2, and that just sent him for a little ride through the infield. But Nick Salesberg will take quick time here in warm-up. Not a bad start, I would say. We're over here with the number 62 of Jack Jones, or sorry, Jack H. Jones III. That is quite the handful or mouthful of a name, I must say. But once again, it's definitely one of the more interesting names we've had in the series. Warm-up is officially over, and we are getting ready to go green this time. So we have a few people cheering on, or sorry, one person cheering on the number 90 machine of, I do believe that is, as soon as my thing would act up, or quit acting up, of Daniel Baker. But we're going to go through the starting grid here tonight. On the front row, we have Gage Winsel in the number 36 and Kyle Bishop in the 37. Row 2, we have John Meeks in the 24 and Lucas Edwards in that 92. Starting in row 3, we have Daniel Pretorius in the number 3 and Nick Salesberg in the 28. Row 4, we have Oren. I know he has texted me his last name. Let me just go to him. Bidzerki. I probably just butchered that. I apologize, Oren. And we have Cody McDonald in the number 10 on his outside. In row 5, we have Dan Atkins in 91 and Justin Anizak in the number 88, last week's winner. In row 6, we have Ryan White in that 38. I am sorry, Ryan. I'm going to pass, or the Jarnet. And on his outside, we have Jason Patterson in the 43. In row 7, we have Scott Mertz in the number 75 and Scott Hill in that 55. In row 8, we have Anthony Lane in that 82 and Corey Schultz in the number 20. In row 9, we have DG Swiss in that 26 and Jack H. Jones III in that 62. In row 10, we have Mike E. Allen in the 29 and Matthew Stern in the 4. In row 11, we have Luke E. Reed in number 8 and Wayne Dole in the 56. In row 12, we have Joshua Bog, in the 48 and Thomas Davis in the 33. In row 13, we have Daniel Baker in that number 90 and Patrick Purdy in that 69. In row 14, we have Scott Heidman in the 041 and TJ McDonald in the 03. In row 15, we have Robert Arnold in number 70 and Jonathan Kaverk in the number 35. In row 16, we have Dustin Mullins in 061 and Steve Stanhope in the 99. In row 17, we have Sammy Casey in the 34 and Jonathan Legger in the 028. And then rounding out here tonight on row 18, we have Jack Simpson in the 39. Row 19, we have Jeremy Scherner in the 15 and Chris Rovage in the 98. Pace car should be diving off this time by here at Nashville Superspeedway, as we are going to be getting ready to go for 150 laps at good old Nashville, or Music City, as some people would call it, I do believe. If someone wants to correct me on that, you are more than welcome to. But the one guy I'm going to have to look out for is that 24 of John Meeks in that Osu Crunchyroll Chevy Silverado, as this is his hometown track. He knows how to run this track, but do not count out all those other guys, because it could end up being a long run. Pace cars off. That 36 will bring him to green this time by, as he will enter the start or restart zone right about there. Green flag comes out for round 2 in the Bonehead Racing Rookie Series. As we see, the inside lane is kind of starting to die off a little bit, as that 36 will take the race lead early on. Or that number 3, sorry. We might have to get a roll check on him for that 36. But here they come, the complete lap 1. Race leader is still Gage out front in that 36. We're going to go further back in the pack to the number 70 we're going to go back to the 75 as this is his first time out here at Nashville Superspeedway, as it looks like he is going to make his way around a little bit. We're going to go over here to the 70 as we have a car going around off of turn number 2, as that is the 03. Not quite sure what happened to that 03. We're just going to go back here and take a look. Looks like the truck just stepped out and he overcorrected back into the outside wall off of turn number 2. This is not what we want to see early on in the race for the first caution, as that is going to use his fast repair early on in this event. As the 35 was in pit road, he might have had some damage or could have very well missed the start. But it looks like we do have some cars that did not take the racing grid here tonight. The 15 and the 39 have not taken the racing grid. That's one thing about Nashville is you can't get loose on one of these concrete tracks. But you know, Nashville is kind of like Bristol in a way, if you ask me, and that's, well, yeah. As the 03 and a few other guys came down pit road, I think they came down to top off on fuel and or get new tires. As someone did take tires, these guys only have a limited amount of tires. I think the sets they have is about 4, so that's not a whole lot, but it could be enough to get him through the race here tonight. They should be getting the 1 to green this time by. As it looks like the 03 is going to be taking his damages through the repair clock instead of using his 1 fast repair going here into Nashville. They got the 1 green signal this time by. We're going to go on board with the 24 for the race restart. So we kind of see what he has to do on this restart with 3 and 37. Pace car is about to dive off into turn 4. There it goes. That 3 car in front of John is your race leader, and he has control of the restart, as he has not really fired off quite yet. And there he goes. Green flag comes out here once again. There's your on board with John Meeks running third currently here at Nashville. As we have one car way up high off of turn 4. Not bad, not bad. As we see, John Meeks is currently on the hunt for second position coming out of turn number 2. Here at Nashville, we're going to see if he can get it done. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it done. He might just fall back in line. Yes, he will, going into turn 3. And here comes Daniel Pretorius on that outside of that 92. But it doesn't look like Daniel's going to get much of it done as John tags the wall a little bit there. Then you got Nick Salesberg right behind him. We're going to go further back in the pack to the good old 69 or 169 of Patrick Purdy. Looks like Patrick is currently sitting comfortably in 24th. I know we got one number 90 guy in here. We're going to go over here to the number 90 as you see him on the inside lane of the number 4 machine. He is currently sitting 19th overall. We're going to go over here to good old DG Swiss in that Toyota Tundra Ram. Which I want to say this, I cannot wait to see the Dodge Ram out here after this new update coming out in about 2 weeks on iRacing. But as we see, he has his hands full with that 88 on his inside. We're going to go on board with DJ here. As DJ looks like he might be a little bit on the tire saving strategy. So to be honest, I cannot blame him for that, as that is a very, very good strategy to have. We're going to go back here to the 028, or sorry, the 28 Ram, as we have 2 Ram trucks in here apparently. As, almost got tagged by the 041 as he came down into that 041's lane a little bit there. Nothing too major. As we're going to go over here to the 041 as soon as I can find him on my roster. Looks like the 041 has his hands full as he has a 6.5 gap from first place. But once again, it is early in this race. That 36 or 3 has been holding on strong to that race lead from the 37. As we got someone for rooting on the number 3 machine of Daniel Pretorius. For those that are wanting to keep up to date with this number 3 machine, he is currently sitting in 5th, about a second behind the race leader, as he is working his way up. Track lights have come on. Here comes the 10. Last week, he was up front most of the race, but that was not enough for him as he did get involved in late race wrecks. 12 laps complete so far here at Nashville. It looks like most of the field has gone single file throughout the entirety of the field. Scott Merce, on the other hand, has his hands full with that 95 as he really sends it in. And we're going to go on board with the good old 75. The 2020 Rookie Series champion, which it is pretty dang impressive to see him back in this league after a 5-year absence. Back then, Scott, a little funny story about Scott Merce in this number 75, he was not the best driver we had in this league for quite a while. He would wreck out constantly and stuff like that, but then in 2020, something clicked in Merce's head and got him all the way to the final round of the chase to score the 2020 Rookie Series Championship at Homestead, Miami. But we're not going to focus on Scott Merce here, as the 37 of Kyle Bishop is right on that tail of that 36 machine. Looks like he's going to be looking to the inside a little bit there, but not quite enough just yet. As you see the gap right there, he's 0.1 off the race leader. So far this is going really great for this 37 machine. But, you know, usually right about now, NASCAR would take an ad. I'm going to do the opposite of NASCAR and let the trucks do the talking. with a good old-fashioned crank it up. That's going to do it for the first crank it up of the night. As we have a little bit of contact back there with the 26. Oh, that was a great save by that 26. Keeping it going straight. Not quite sure what happened there with the 26, but it got him all squirrely and loose. As it looks like he may have a little bit of right side damage, nothing too much. Oh, I did not want to go to that camera. Whoops. As it looks like the 03 is still taking repairs out there on the racing surface. Your current race leader is still this number 36 or 3 of Gage Wenzel. As John Meeks is making the move for second position on that 37 machine on the outside lane. Will the 92 try taking it 3 wide? No, he will give John a little nudge down the back straightaway here at Nashville. But it looks like John's almost going to clear him coming up in the lane. Oh, good night, John. Come on, man. Still early in this race. We're not even halfway. That's our 3 wide going down the front stretch. If it was me, I would back out of it. As none of them are giving up second position that easily. And that 37 gets high a little bit off of turn 4. Or sorry, not turn 4, turn 2. That 10 is going to look to the inside of John Meeks. As John will now fall back in line, back to third place. That'll put that 37 into 4th. As a little bit of contact. Oh! That got that 24 all squirrely going into turn 1. We're 23 laps in of 150. There is still plenty of time to make plenty of moves. Well, it looks like that 37 did not want to lose his spot. And we're going to go on board with John Meeks to see what happens here. Going into 3, it looks like the 37 is going to lose more ground. As now he has to hold off that 3 and 10. But if it was me in that 37 machine, I would just let the 10 go. Let him go and plan your strategy among pit stops. As we are getting closer and closer to green flag pit stops. We're about, I would want to say 20, 30 laps from pit stops, maybe 25 even. So that's probably going to be your pit window around lap 40 to lap 50. So far, that 37 is still holding on strong to that 4th position. Or sorry, now 5th position. But one thing you got to remember, Nashville is concrete. It's not asphalt. And from my experience with Nashville, you will burn off your right sides if you are on that middle lane or even low lane. So you got to watch your corner entry. As here comes the 88, last week's winner at Daytona, looking to take away that 5th position from that 37. Looks like that 88 is going to fall in line for the most part behind that 37. I don't know if he'll make a move going into turn 1. So we're going to go on board with the 88. As he's looking to the outside of the 37, going down the backstretch into turn 3. As he's about 2 seconds off the race leader. That race leader has checked out from that second place shenanigans, as I would call them. So it looks like, for the most part, that 36 is the race leader. Currently, I think he has best lap time. I am not 100% sure on that. Yes, he currently has best lap time. Not by much, though. About 0.025 seconds. He has the best lap time off the next person. Back here with the battle for, looks like 6th, as the 88 has taken away the 5th place position from that 37. Daniel Proyas has a rear view mirror full of Nick Salesberg in that 28 Miller Lite truck. We're going to go over here to the 88 as he's making another move on the inside lane on the 10. Now it looks like the 10 is going to come down a little bit. I think the 88 will have to run off of turn 4 to clear the 10, maybe even the 24. Never mind, that 10 is right back to his outside door. As they make a little bit of contact going into 1, not major contact. So that is good news to hear. As the 03 makes his return to the racing surface, 24 laps down. That 10 is giving a bump draft to that 24. That's going to allow the 88 to get to the inside of the 24 to take away the 3rd position from that 24. That 03 is going to be a factor this time as he has to work his way, or sorry, not work his way, work around these lead cars getting past him. And I'm hoping, I'm strongly hoping this, that he is letting them by with no issues. And we're going to go up front here to our first place. As you see, the 03 is right on that bumper of 36 or 3. So it looks like he's on the outside, maybe inside. For the most part, that 03 has fresher tires than this leader, so he will get one of his laps back as he is 25 laps down. So we might see him try to make a few moves coming into the backstretch. Or not into the backstretch, sorry. We'll go back here to the 88 and see how he's doing. It looks like he's working his way up to the 2nd spot. And it looks like John Meeks has fallen off the race pace from old tires. So we're going to see what this 88 can do. We'll go back here to the 24. And for any of those that are here, we're going to go through everybody else again. We're going to go to the 90. As the 90 is currently, I have no idea where he is. There he is. As he is currently sitting 21st. Moving up a little bit, not too much. You gotta remember, there's always still the long run to take into a factor. And we're going to go over here to number 3, Daniel Pretorius. As he is currently sitting 6th, 3.5 seconds back from the race leader, as he is getting ready to make his move on John Meeks. And then we're going to go up here. And any of those that are cheering on this number 26 of DG Swiss, he's currently sitting in 18th as he had a little mishap on the front straightaway, almost ending his night early from a little bit of contact. So he's currently sitting pretty comfortable, I would say. Looks like the 03 might just be falling in line with that 36, as the 88 has not made much progress. But we're going to go back here for the battle for 5th. You see Daniel Pretorius on the inside of that 24 machine, trying to find a way around. He might be able to do it this time by going into turn number 3. Not quite. John's going to swing it wide. Watch out, everybody else. It's going to be 3 wide off of 4, perhaps. Daniel will get around that 24 of John Meeks and will take over the 5th position. Looks like Daniel Pretorius has most of the lines down. Nick Salesburg is looking to the inside of John Meeks. Looks like John's going to get past once again as we are hitting the 35 mark. So we could start seeing drivers dive off into pit road to start filling up their trucks with more fuel and a fresh set of tires. Not much battling going on. We're going to go back here as we got a little bit of a battle going on for 11th between the 75 of Scott Merce and the 29 of Mike E. Allen, or Mike Allen. Scott Merce is going to fall back in line behind that number 29, but it looks like Scott Merce might get him on this turn, almost. Off of turn 4, Scott's got the nose on him, coming to the start-finish line, but it looks like Scott will clear the 29, but the 29 will fight off going into turn 1, as he will make the pass for the 11th position, or sorry, not 11th, yeah, 11th, as my English is cutting out once again. So that's always fun to have. We're going to go take a look at John Meeks as we have a little bit of battle going on between the 95 and the 8. But here comes that 48 to the inside of the 95 as he will make the pass, as almost a little bit of bumper contact here between the 95 and 48. The 95 looks like he is running decently well here in Nashville, currently 15th. Not a bad position, especially with green flag pit stops coming up. That 48 is making the pass on that 95's teammate right now, as I'm going to go over here to the 48. As I really should figure out a better way to get these numbers. John Meeks is currently sitting right behind that number 3 machine of Daniel Pretorius. Well, not right behind. Daniel's looking to the outside and is probably going to look to the inside off of turn 2 of this 10 machine of Cody McDonald. We're going to go on board with Daniel Pretorius once again, and we're going to see what he does. As I just got word from Jordan that it looks like pit stops will start around lap 45, but these trucks can go a total of 60 laps on one tank of fuel. So, from what he's saying, 45 is probably the window these guys will start pitting, but 65 is the absolute max that these trucks can go on fuel, if they want to push it that far. As it looks like the 36 is catching some more cars back there. We're going to go over here to the 24, as the 24 has his hands full with the number 28 of Nick Salesburg. These two have raced with each other before. As Nick Salesburg will complete the pass going into... He will not complete the pass going into turn 1. Well, it looks like John will probably lose ground off of turn 2, as now Nick Salesburg will complete the pass going down the back straightaway, as John might look to the inside. Not quite. Looks like John's going to get a little bit of the wall as John slams the wall on the outside lane, and that's going to make him fall back even further. That would give Nick Salesburg a position and a few other guys positions as well. It looks like the 48 does have a battle going on with the number 8 of Luke Reed. I do apologize. I was having a major brain fart again. But you see that 38 right behind him. That 38 is waiting for these two to make a mistake, possibly get into each other. As the 38 is looking to the middle, but I would not really look to the middle on these old of tires. The simple reason of, well, that these tires are basically shot. going to go back up here to the race lead as the 36 has made a pass on a lap car. The lap car would be the 99. So 99 is falling off, but we see that 88. I want to say this, that 88 is on the hunt for first position to perhaps go back-to-back wins. As we see in the Dirt Tour, the number 17 of Mason Orndorff, he is the most winning driver right now in the Bonehead Racing League with 6 wins in a row, passing the all-time greats of Harrison Chandler and Richard Reagan Jr. The 99 is getting out of the way of that number 88 to let him by, as that 99, I think the 99 might be going in pit lane this time by. We're going to take a look, see if he does. No, he's going to be sitting out another lap. He's just letting the faster cars go around. That's a lot of respect right there for that 99 as he's letting the lead lap cars go. We're going to go check back on our one-time champion, Scott Mertz, as he is working his way up through the field again as soon as I can find him. He is currently sitting 9th, right on that rear bumper of the 37. So Scott is making his way up once again. So that's pretty cool to see the 75 machine working his way up in that Team Fortress 2 Ford F-150. And one thing I want to point out about this design, as you will see when we go on board, you can see the Napa logos are taped out, kind of like the Michael Jordan sneakers were that one time. Or someone please correct me on that. But that's what this paint scheme is inspired off of, as he is working his way up through the field in 8th position. That 03, I'm going to go on board here with this 88 to see what he's doing. I think he might be downshifting going into the turns. As a 35, as green flag pit stops are indeed starting. Yes, this 88 is downshifting going into turn 1. So, I don't know how many people are watching that, but that is a great strategy as the 35 is on fresh tires. So, I'm just wondering when these leaders will start to pit. Or how many of them will pit. We're going to go back here to the 37. Kyle Bishop sitting in 9th position currently. Looks like we're going to go on his onboard for D-Box. There's the closest truck to him for the 10th position. As it looks like Kyle is holding off decently sturdy. Or not, Kyle, sorry, I almost said Cody. So it looks like he's holding it off decently well. Nothing too major going on. As we're going to go up here to this 88. As he is making the pass on that 03. Getting on that rear bumper of the 36 or 3 truck. We really need to get that 36 a proper paint scheme. I'll probably message him after the race saying, hey, you got a custom number on. As we do have more people coming in. The 34 is coming in of Casey. It looks like we're going to go over here to Casey. Yes, the 34 is indeed pitting. But that 36 has his hands full of that 88. So I'm wondering if this 88 is going to just stay there. As we have a car in the wall off of turn 4. It looks like he might be able to get off the racing surface. He's going to try to get off as much as he can to prevent a caution from coming out. As he's going to stop on the backstretch. Yes, he will get out of the way just in time before a caution. I'm not quite sure what happened to that number 4 machine. As we will go take a look at what happened to this number 4. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Perhaps he just gave up? Or something happened. I don't know what exactly happened with this number 4 machine. But I gotta hate it. I gotta hate to see that for him. was in the top 20, I do believe, for a good chunk of the race, up to that point. So, yeah, that's... I gotta feel bad for him. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. As we're seeing... Oh, I thought we were gonna see the lead lap cars, or the leaders, start to come in. As we do have more cars coming down pit lane this time. But... not quite sure. As now the 028 of... I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. Of Jonathan Legger is slowing down. It looks like he is going to let the race leaders go by on the inside lane, so that's hats off to him. You got to respect drivers that do that for the leaders. As the 88 is starting to look to the outside of this 36, or sorry, number 3. As these two have not come into pit lane just yet. They are currently on a 56 lap run, so we might see them start considering the pit road soon. The 061 is making his way down pit lane. As we're going to go over here to him. Looks like he's coming down for some fresh set of tires and fuel. As I do have confirmation about the 4 car, his wheel disconnected going into turn 1. As now more cars come down pit lane. The 88 is one of those cars coming down pit lane alongside the 92. As green flag pit stops are now officially underway here at Nashville Superspeedway. As the 4 has retired from the race. I gotta feel bad for that number 4 machine. He was doing very well, in fact. So far, the 3 is also the next car to come down pit lane, going into turn, or not turn 1, as we are on the turn 1 camera. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this 36 start to come down pit lane here soon. If it was me in that 36, I would start looking at my pit road entry, as we are now hitting lap 60. As Jordan Kuhn said, they can make it about 65 laps if they really wanted to, but I do believe this will make it all the way to the end, if I am correct. Or you might have one more pit stop. I'm going to double check this. No, you'll have to do one more pit stop, so we'll see the next pit stop around lap 120, or maybe even 100. So we got a lot of cars coming down pit lane this time. Daniel Proteus is 1 lap down, but when this truck pits, which we are looking for, as he has not made his way to pit road just yet, but we are going to keep our eye on him so we go an onboard view for when he does go down pit lane. So we might see him do it here in the next few laps. We're going to stick on board here with this 36 BH Wenzel. As caution flag flies, I am unsure what happened there. As caution did fly out. I'm not quite sure for what car. I'm waiting for confirmation on what the caution was for. But that's going to allow all these lead lap cars to come down pit lane and get a fresh set of tires. And that will put, I do believe, he's all one lap down. That'll put the 88 out front. No, that will not put the 88 out front. The 3 will still be out front as pit road will open this time by. As the 36 is down pit lane alongside some other people coming down, as we're going to go to pit lane 2 to see who will win the race off of pit road. I'm still confused on who was all involved in the wreck. So we might see another green flag run here, perhaps all the way to the end, as there are your remaining lead lap cars out of pit lane. As apparently, for the first time, we had a phantom caution, apparently. Not quite sure. I'm just still very unsure of what happened. As it was the 90 car apparently that had the incident. So from what I'm being told, the 90 car spun around but kept it going and iRacing through the caution for it spinning around, as the 36 will still be your race leader, or 3 car will still be your race leader coming off of this restart. As we will go on board with him for a good old restart. We're going to go to his tailgate camera, and we'll see what happens here. All right, pace car's off this time by. Gage has the control of the restart, as there goes the pace car down pit lane. Green flag comes out once again, and he got a great restart. Oh, he just left everybody in his dust, as most of them back there are single file. But we're going to see what these guys can do coming out of turn 2, as not much action is happening. As a 55 is extremely loose off of turn 2. As now they are piling it up down the backstretch. It looks like the 55 will keep it under control and for the most part out of everybody's way. Third caution of the night. As we're going to go back on board. We'll go on board with the 35 for this one and see what happens. Oh, it looks like he just got loose off of turn 2. We're going to go back over here and take another look. See what exactly happened. It looks like he may have had a little bit of help from that 48. No, it might have been on corner exit, as the 55 still kind of had it. But then he just completely lost it and overcorrected back up in front of the field, bringing out the third caution as he gets a little bit of air. That 014 or 41, oh, he got into it pretty hard. But it looks like everybody else got through it perfectly fine with minimal damage. That is going to give a few drivers a wave around, such as the 99. The 99 is back on the lead lap. As I'm taking a quick little stretch here. But you know what? I'm going to do something that we haven't done. Let's go back here to the good old 26 of DG Swiss, as we will pull him in for a quick interview. Hey, DG, you got a copy? Well, not much. So far, this race has been pretty good, and you're up here sitting in 7th after a little mishap on the front straightaway. So how's your truck doing here tonight? Well, for sure, and you know, still one more pit stop technically before the end of the race. How were your tires looking after this first stint? Well, you're doing great out here tonight, and you know, hopefully we pull you back in tonight. All right, that was the number 26 of DG Swiss in that Toyota Ram truck. This is not the craziest paint scheme we've seen on a different manufacturer supporting another manufacturer. The ARCA race at Daytona, there was a Dodge paint scheme on a Chevy SS for the ARCA Menard series. Pace car will pull off this time once again. Tires should be warmed up, so hopefully these guys take it a little bit more easier going into turn 1, to where they get a little bit more spread out and not have to worry about the air getting taken off the spoiler. But 3 cautions, not bad, not going to complain. Pace car is going to dive off this time. As there goes the pace car back on the pit lane. That 3 or 36 gave it one last swerve. Green flag comes out here once again. That someone on the outside lane is not going. But there they go down back into turn number 1. We'll see if they get through turn 1. As most of them are going to remain double file. And here comes 3 off of turn 2. We're going to go back here to the 48. As he has lost some position. And here comes that 26 to the inside. Up into the top 5, I do believe. But here comes that 88. Looking on the inside as well. That 88 has definitely been up there most of the night. As I think he might be in the top 5 now. No, 88 is not in the top 5 just yet. But here comes Scott Mertz in that 75 on the inside lane. We can see Scott right back there. He has worked his way up all the way to 8th position. We're going to go on his tailgate camera. And we see the Red Bull number 3 of Daniel Pretorius. As there's a little bit of contact up front. That 38 or 48 got into the outside wall over there. As here comes a 38 onto the inside. No, not quite yet. We're going to go back up here to the front to see how this 36 or 3 is doing. But he's got a rear view mirror full of the 91. As caution flag comes out once again for the 70 car of Robert Armel. Not quite sure what happened here. Looks like I'm not quite sure what happened. He tried... Oh, he tried to close a gap that wasn't there. One lap down. Honestly, a one lap down car should not be fighting for a position like that, but 4th caution tonight. We're going to see if someone comes down pit lane because I think they might have enough. This might be enough to go all the way to the end. No, it will not. So right around the 100 lap mark, we might see him come down to take some tires. As we do have one person coming down pit lane, the 95 of... Sorry, I'm struggling with his name. Oron Bezersky. Bezersky of... God! That's quite a tongue twister. As John Meeks will get his lap back. That will put him at the end of the line. The 028 and 70 are both down pit lane. It looks like the 70 might be done for the night, if not taking his damage repairs. That 28 is in jeopardy of, or sorry, the 028 is in jeopardy of going one lap down. Sorry, he is one lap down. The next car on the lap down is the 35. So right now, the only cars that are one lap down is 35, 20, 34, and 028. The 70 is making his way off of pit lane as we got the one green signal as pit lane will close before he makes it, I do believe. Never mind, he is going to barely beat the pace car out. And John Meeks will be restarting on the inside lane. Back on the lead lap, so that's what he wanted to see. So it looks like Scott Mertz will be starting on the outside lane alongside DG Swiss and the number 88 of Justin Anizak. And then on threes outside, it's number 91 of Dan Adkins. Pace cars off once again. Green flag comes out once again here at Nashville. That 60 or 36 definitely got a great restart. And we got a few people back there battling out. But I think if it was me, I would just take it nice and easy here for a few laps. Let these guys spread out. As the 3 or the 36 does have a pretty decent lead. But then you got the 98 right behind him. So it looks like that 98 is closing the gap as we just got the halfway point here at Nashville. But that 98 has definitely closed the gap. He is going for that race lead, but not going to be quite enough momentum off the turn here at Nashville as he's going to look into turn 3 right behind that 36 or 3. But we're going to see what this 98 can do because he also has company from that 88. So that's one truck you got to look out for is that 88. He is quick on the long run. As the 98 is looking to the outside, he may look to the inside off of turn 2. We're going to go on board with him. No, not quite yet. As they're looking going into turn 3. Not bad, not bad. Looks like he might be losing some momentum. He could be also burning off his tires. So if I was at 98 of Chris Roberge, I would probably slow it down a little bit, take it nice and easy, let these tires get in the rhythm, and then start going. As now the 88 is to his inside and will complete the pass going into turn 3. Not quite. That 98 is right back on his outside, and he will not complete the turn or the pass off of turn 4, but he will probably complete the pass off of turn 2 as they are going down into turn 1. Looks like I don't know, that 98 might have the run. Well, great camera work right there, I guess. They are still door-to-door going into turn number 3. The 88 has the nose on him, but will he have the car length after turn 4? Yes, he will. That 88 will rocket to the 2nd position. You see Daniel Pretorius back there having a little bit of a battle of his own with that 92. That 92 was up front, but he also has a 37 right behind him. That 37 is not too many races in, but that 92 in front of Daniel Pretorius is also up front there. You see Scott Mertz now has the 92 to his inside. We're going to go over here to good old Scott Mertz. As Scott will lose a position to that 92 going into turn 1 as he is running the outside when I do believe his preferred line is that inside lane. But the question is, can he hold off that number 3 of Daniel Pretorius going into turn 2 as we have another great camera angle. Not a whole lot of action quite yet, but we're going to go on board with Scott Mertz here. So we'll go to his right rear quarter panel and see what he's doing here. You can see how close this 75 is getting to that inside or outside wall. Almost said inside. As we'll see how close he gets to the outside wall. He is decently close, not too bad. As Scott Mertz is going to probably get way up there by the wall off of turn 4. Not quite. Looks like the 75 and 3 have made it past that 92. As that 88 is right on that 36's bumper. Looks like the 88 might have a run off of turn 4. I don't think so. We're going to go on board with the number 88 machine. You can see that gap is closing. He is definitely quicker as he is downshifting into turns. That might explain why he's so much quicker than this 36 right now, as he is saying in that draft with that 3 or 36. Looks like he got a little bit tight off of turn 4 as Nick Salesberg got into the outside wall, I think. Or that might have been the 75 of Scott Mertz. I know it was a blue truck. I do believe it was Scott Mertz. Scott Mertz did just get passed by Daniel Pretorius for the 8th position. Now, as Daniel is blinking in and out, that is not what you want to see if you're in front. But Scott has his mirror full of that 37 and 92. But don't count out that 38 right back there, as that 38 is definitely waiting the pounce for sure if a mistake was to happen. As we're back up front here with the 36, he still has quite a bit of room to work with. I think this 36 might have the better tire saving strategy in this race. So you know what? I don't know about that. First and second are both 4K iRating. If you do not know what iRating is, that is your skill level. Right now, this 36 is 4,000 flat, while the 88 is 4,800. But, you know, we've had these SFR guys. They are quite the team to work with, as they said last week they've been working on their Superspeedway program, and they worked a lot on their intermediate program, if I was told correctly. So if it was my team out here, my saying to them would be, watch out for SFR. They are an insanely good team here at Nashville, or any tracks, in fact, that you go to. So, I think, they also have a Facebook group, which if you have not checked it out, go check it out. I do believe it's SFR Racing on Facebook, or maybe you can search it up on Google and it'll be right there. But right now, 2 of the SFR guys make up the top 5. Or, yes, 2 of them make up the top 5. So this is pretty dang impressive for these SFR guys. We're going to go back here to the number 3 of Daniel Pretorius, as he is making a move on that 63 machine. Or sorry, 62. Jack Jones. One of the 2 Australians in this league. We're going to go on board with good old Daniel. Or the Intimidator version in Australia, as we are joking with now. We can see he has a nice little steady gap, about 3 seconds, 3.1 seconds behind the race leader, as we are coming to lap 91. So we might see some people start coming in early for the final pit stop, as they can technically make it as of right now. They would be about 3 to 4, maybe 2-3 laps to the good if they were to come down pit lane right now. But to be honest, I think they're going to wait until probably around 120, so they have a decently fresh set of tires. So that's what I would do, at least, if I was in this situation to where we're in the green flag run and stuff like that. Dale Pretorius, on the other hand, is probably not saving a whole lot. But we're going to go back here to Scott Mertz, as he has fallen back all the way to top 10, which that is very good on this 75 machine, as he does have a potential sponsor coming on board in the coming races for the Bonehead Racing Rookie Series. We're going to go back here to the 10 machine. He unfortunately got wrecked out last week at Daytona, as he is currently battling the 38 for the 12th position. Looks like the 10 will fall back in line. We'll go back over here to the 35, or not 35, the 37 tailgate, so we can kind of see what's going on back there. Kyle Bishop is currently about 4.1 seconds behind the race leader, which that is a really good gap, to be honest. But now Scott has his hands full with that 37. That 37 is definitely looking to the inside of Scott Mertz, but that 62 and 92 are in front of that 75. And to be honest, I think Scott is hoping those 2 burn up their tires so he can just cleanly pass them. Get past, make a few positions, and possibly have a top 8 finish. So this is really good progression from this 75 truck for being a one-time champion here in the Bonehead Racing League. And we can see that 36 has checked out for the most part, as the 88 has fallen back. But here comes the 48. That 48, man, the 48, he has been up front. And when these SFR guys get into a rhythm, they get into the rhythm once they all hook up into the racing surface. And it looks like Scott Mertz making that move on that 62 of Jack Jones. I'm going to go on board here with the 75. Looks like he may look to the inside, not quite to the inside just yet. So, looks like he's going to be working out decently fine for right now. I'm stuttering! But I think Scott's kind of trying to save his tires a little bit, not too much. As we do have a battle further back between the 37 and 38. So we're going to go good old on board. You kind of see the left front tire is clipping through the front fender. That's probably a visual deal on iRacing's part. It looks like now the 38 is losing ground to some of these guys going into turn 1. You can see Nick Salesberg back there, though. He's making his way up. So far so good. The 70 back here is currently sitting in 32nd position. So it looks like the 61 is 5 laps down, so not a whole lot going on back here. We're going to go over here to the 37 once again of Kyle Bishop, as he is on the outside lane. Not where I would really want to be, as we do have green flag pit stops, seems like starting. The 03 of TJ McDonald is definitely coming down pit lane to get a fresh set and tires. So that is going to put him another lap down across the start finish line. And with that, I'm going to step away here for a few minutes and let the trucks do the talking, as we have a little bit of contact in turn 1. Scott Mertz gets 3 wide top, and it looks like they're going to solve it all out. So if you have a TV, or you're watching this on YouTube, on the PC, or tablet, or phone, go ahead and crank them up to the max and enjoy. That's going to conclude the second and most likely final Crank It Up here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. We see these guys are doing pretty dang good out there, as the 88 has made the pass for second. It looks like used tires are starting to come into factor, as up here we do have a little bit of battle going on for the 9th position. Actually not quite 9th position, but we do have a battle going on for 10th between the 62 of Jack Jones and Ryan. So we'll see if this 29. Oh, that 29 probably wanted to make it 3 wide, but to be honest, that's not the smartest thing to do this late in the run, as it looks like the 62 will fall back in line as the 29 does get to his inside. So that 62 was using up a lot of tires on that outside lane, and to be honest, if it was me, I'd let the 29 go and then try getting back up to him on the inside lane. So that is perfect. 37 looks to the inside, and here comes the 28 of Nick Salesburg. This is currently the battle for 12th. Or sorry, 11th, not 12th. As Kyle Bishop will get ahead of that 62 a little bit as they are sliding up the track. Hold on to it, boys. So far, so good. Coming out of turn 4 as they are 3 wide further back in the pack. John Meeks is sticking his nose 3 wide middle. Very risky on these old tires. But looks like he will back out of it and just go back to running his race. And that number 24, as we'll go on board with John here for a second, see how close he gets to this wall. As you see, he's currently about 9.3 seconds behind the race leader with a 2300 I rating. His last lap was last lap was a 32.273. We'll go up here to the race leaders, and you can see his last lap time was a 31.9. So this Gage definitely has more tires saved for sure. Coming to 40 laps to go this time by. So now it's just going to be the matter of when these guys will start to come down pit road and get their final set of tires and fuel. So I will text our main guy, that is a 6.8K I rating, Jordan Kuntz, to see when they might start pitting. The 99 is getting caught by the race leader currently, as the race leader is right behind him. As Jordan has confirmed that they are starting to pit for the final time right now. First car down pit lane is the number 26 of DG Swiss. As there he goes out of pit lane, he will be 1 lap down, but that is a good call on that 26's behalf, because that will put him out front as he loses it a little bit coming off pit lane. That's going to hurt him just a little bit, but not by much. Not quite sure where this 36 is, as he's right there with the 99 on his outside lane. As there's not many incidents to have happened tonight, which I am thankful for. So a big shout out to these guys coming out here tonight and putting on one heck of a show here at Nashville. So I'm just wondering when we might start seeing some of these mid-pack guys start pitting, as we're currently on board with 37 of Kyle Bishop. Will he be coming down this time? No, but the 10 will be. Will anyone else follow in behind? Not yet. So I'm just wondering, when will this guy come down? On my current map, quite a few of them are in blue, and those are the lap down guys. So it looks like the 88 will also be holding on for as long as possible with this 36 or 3. So we'll see what this guy can do. The 10 has officially gone 1 lap down. I'm hoping he will not go 2 laps down, as there he goes, he's coming out of the pit lane. We'll go on board with the 10 machine so you guys can see how tricky it is getting on and off the racing surface. All right. we see that they are currently hanging out. As apparently I am having internet troubles right now. I am currently looking into that as we had a little mishap. With 35 laps to go here at Nashville Superspeedway, so far this truck right here has been out front and dominating most of this race. But do not count out that number 88 right behind him, as he is only a half second behind that 36, and he is on the hunt for that first place position to make it 2 in a row. But you know, I think this 88 might have a challenge on his hands with that 36. Perhaps that 36 will be more of a challenge going into Nashville, or not Nashville, sorry, Iowa next week for 230 laps. That's gonna be a long one. But the 37 is coming down pit lane alongside someone else, the 35. So I'm just wondering, is he come down? Not yet. I'm going to keep my eye up here, but we're going to go over here to Daniel for a second, as he is currently sitting comfortably in 3rd position. Last week he did win, technically, but he got a penalty right at the end, and that hurt him severely in the points, as he is 14th, tied with someone else after that race. As green flag pit stops are definitely starting to become more frequent now. So looks like this 37, or sorry, not 37, 36 might be coming down pit lane soon. Not quite yet. But he does have to make one more pit stop. That is for sure on this. As of right now, we've only had one car entirely, or in total, retire from the race, that being the number 4 of Matthew Stern. As the 70 looks like he is off the race pace, maybe coming down pit lane. Yes, he will be coming down pit lane this time. Looks like he's taking the careful and cautious approach onto pit lane. We're going to go back up front here for the time being, while other cars are coming down pit lane. Not a whole lot of people are on the lap. It looks like 12th to 13th are all on the lead lap currently. Waiting for this guy to pit. Not pitting quite yet, as we have 29 and 28 to go at this line this time by. But also, the one thing I do want to remember is, I want to remind you guys, the 4 had a wheel issue. His wheel disconnected as John Meeks comes down pit lane along with the 8. So we might see them come down pit lane as we have a battle for the lead going on right now between 3 and 88, or sorry, not the 3, the 36. We got to do something about that, as they are both coming down pit lane this time by. As they get a little bit sideways, it's now going to be a race off of pit lane, but not quite yet. That 98 will take over the race lead and have the 91 right behind him. So we will see what these guys can do. They might go for tires only, or they might not. I'm going to go jump back over here to the 36. As yes, he will be taking tires this time. We're going to go on board here. Not coming down pit lane quite yet for this 98 or 91. They might be trying to hold out to the very last moment. So I don't know how a 2-tire stop will work after this. So we'll see what happens this time by, as the 91 is looking to the outside of that 98 as the 88 almost spun out exiting pit road. He beat the 3 or 39 off pit road as they're coming down pit lane now. This will put them back on the lead lap. I'm not quite sure who will be the race leader. If I had to guess, it would be perhaps once pit stop cycles have gone completely through, it will be this 48 machine of Joshua Bug or Bug. My apologies. I still feel bad for you, Jason. The 38 is not coming down pit lane just yet, as we do have another car coming down pit lane, the 028. He will come down pit lane. This is your current race leader, the 38 of Ryan White Desjardins. So, looks like that 48 will go back one lap down for the time being. We're going to go on board with the 38, see if he comes down this time by. Yes, he is coming down this time by. Will anyone else follow? I am not 100% sure. But the 041 has stayed out on the racing surface so far tonight. As here comes John Meeks, splitting it 3 wide middle down the backstretch. Oh, John, that was not a bright move by you, my man. The 041 has not come down pit lane quite yet. Sorry, the 33 is your race leader of Thomas Davis. We're getting closer and closer. 20 laps to go this time, or not 20 laps to go, 21 laps to go next time by. We are coming down to 20 laps to go. So this is going to get interesting to see what these guys do. Daniel has not pitted yet as well. So the 20 is coming down pit lane this time by. Not quite sure where the 20 is currently located. But this race leader, the 33, is definitely losing a lot of time compared to everybody else right now. As the 56 gets into the outside wall just a little bit, nothing too major, just a little scrape. Nothing wrong with a little scratch here and there. But you see that 33 has Scott Mertz right behind him as the 33 is now coming down pit lane. The 041 is coming down pit lane as well. As the 33 had an incident coming down pit lane. It looks like he locked up really hard. That is not what the 33 wanted to have happen. The 3 of Daniel Pretorius, or sorry, not the 3, the 95 has taken over the race lead going into turn 3 and 4. Looks like he's going to shoot high. Not going to be able to make it down pit road this time by, as the 03 is slow on the outside lane. So it looks like we're going to be seeing this 95 come in pit lane sometime soon. Looks like his teammate, the 8, is coming down through his inside. As the 8 is... Looks like he's going to take away that inside lane from the 95. There goes the 03 down pit lane once again. As they are wrecking on the front stretch, caution will come out here for the 5th time tonight. That involved the 60 or the 169. Not quite sure what happened there. We're going to take a look at what happened. It might have been netcode. We're going to go on board. Oh no, they just made it. He went for a gap that was rapidly closing, and it looks like that just sent him around. And there was not much he could have done to save it as the caution came out once again. That is not what some of these cars wanted to see as we do have a car stopped on the backstretch, the 041. Not quite sure what happened to him, as he is sitting idle in his truck. But we will see the 95 come down pit lane alongside some other people. So we're going to see who wins the race off of pit road. But this will put a good chunk of everybody. Daniel Pretorius did not come down pit lane. As this will put a majority of everybody back on the lead lap. As some of these guys might be taking their final, or their final to next to final tire sets here in Nashville. We got 17 laps to go, coming to 16 to go at the line. The 95 will win the race off of pit lane, followed by, I do believe that is the 35 and 88. The 88 will finish second off pit road. 36, 26, 92, 28, 24, 29, 48, 56, 75, and 70. That is your running order right now. I'm curious to see if Daniel Pretorius will come down pit lane or if he's going to remain out here on the racing surface. If he does not come down pit lane, he will be your race leader going in to the final stint of the race. As I get the 1 to green signal, Daniel Pretorius is staying out on whatever tires he is on. As that is not what the field wanted to see. Everybody 24th and down are a lap down. That is including, actually no, the former race leader and the 88 are both on the lead lap. So that will make it a little bit spicy coming to the green flag this time. Daniel Pretorius will be your control car coming to the restart zone. I'm not sure when Danny last pitted, as no, he did pit. He's on a 15-lap stint. This could very well be for the race win. Pace car's off. Green flag comes out once again. Daniel Pretorius got a great start on that inside lane, and here he goes, hauling into turn number 1. As they are 3 wide going into turn 1. Nothing too major going on just yet, as some people are a little bit loose. As they are racking it up on the back straightaway. That is the big one. Not quite sure who's all in it. I think, oh, the 26 is in it. We'll go on board with the 26 of DG Swiss to see what all happened. The 88 got really loose. He tried to check up, and then it was just on from there. That's what happens on cold tires. It is unpredictable, and then you have wrecks like this happening. Pit lane will not open, but if probably what's going through Danny's mind or Daniel Pretorius' mind is, you gotta be kidding me. There's going to be another restart. He will be the control car once again, unless he does decide to come down pit lane this time. as we do have some guys come down pit lane to probably take their fast repair. As so far, we have a total of 6 cautions here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. So Danny will have the option of starting on the inside or outside lane. But this is the spot Danny wants to be in to make up for last week, score the victory, and go for it. We should be getting the 1 green signal this time by. We see Scott Mertz back there alongside John Meeks. John was involved in that a little bit. Nothing too major on his end. As right now, teammates are starting inside and outside on the front row. Daniel Pretorius and the 37 of Kyle Bishop. So we'll see what these two can do up here as we see that 3 or 36 has worked his way up to the 4th row, so Daniel has to watch out for that 36 unless that 36 got caught up in a wreck somehow. We see DJ got knocked back all the way to 23rd alongside other people, which we got to feel bad for that 26 machine. He has been doing really well tonight, so I don't think there's a whole lot that we can do for the time being. It looks like the 88 of Justin has retired from the race. Maybe, I think he has, as my scoring system has not been updated just yet. As we will have another restart coming to 11 laps to go at the line. Daniel Pretorius will bring him back to green. He's got people behind him that have fresher sets of tires. So we'll see what he can do here. Green flag comes out once again here at Nashville. A little bit of a snoozing start on the outside lane, but that's not too bad. As they go thundering back into turn number 1. Daniel has a decent lead over 2nd and 3rd. As some people are going wide out of turn 2. So far, so good. That 3 truck is pulling away very nicely, as there's a little bit of contact back there with the 56 apparently. Coming to 10 laps to go this time by. That 36 is definitely moving up. That is not what Daniel Pretorius wants to see. But once again, that 36 is definitely really good on the long runs. So I will be interested to see what that 36 can do. We're going to go back to the 36 here. He is currently in 6th position, working his way up to the top 5. So we'll see what this guy can do here, as Scott Mertz is sitting comfortably in 9th position. But then you got the 95 right behind 3, and then you got the 92 as they're going to slide up in turns 1 and 2. That is, whoa, that is pretty rough. As Scott is on the outside of the 95, we're going to go to Scott Mertz here for a second. As soon as I find him, they are side by side off of turn 4. We'll see if Scott can make the pass. Not quite yet. That outside lane has not been a great passing zone. The 92 will make it, well, is thinking about making it 3 wide going into turn 1, as he will make it 3 wide going into turn 1, as Scott Mertz does get some contact. As they're going to be 3 wide out of turn 2. Coming down the backstretch. Still 3 wide. Oh my god. As Scott is giving no room to that 95, trying to stay in the groove. As they go back to 2 wide racing out of turn 4. As they are 3 wide further back in the pack with the 90, 8, and 33. But Daniel Pretorius has checked out somewhat, coming to 6 laps to go this time by. So we'll see what this number 3 machine has over those 2nd and 3rd place trucks. We're going to go back here to the 36. That 36 is still working his way up. He has lost one position. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there as they are side by side further back in the pack. We're going to go over here to Daniel once again, still out front. We'll go back here to the 56. We'll see what this guy has. As it looks like DJ has quite a bit of front end damage as he did take his fast repair earlier on in the race. So I feel bad for that number 26. He was up there pretty well in top 10, hoping he was getting at least a top 10 finish here tonight, but apparently he is not going to be able to do that. Daniel Pretorius has quite the gap on second and third place. We'll go check on this truck right back here, the former race leader, the one that's been most dominant here tonight. He is side by side with that 75 of Scott Mertz. Looks like Scott Mertz is going to be able to hold off that 60, or not 60, the 36 or the 3 truck. So we'll go on board here with 3 truck here for a little bit on his gearbox as he is sliding up. Whoa, as they are 3 wide further back in the pack. Come on, boys, play it smart here, come on. As they are still 3 wide going into turns 1 and 2. 2 rows deep. I would not want to be in that mess, as this is a great camera angle. As they seem to sort themselves back out. Never mind, they are back 3 wide. Saying they don't want it that is not correct. But they are 3. They are still 3 wide as they are wrecking. Going into turn 1, that's going to bring out another caution with 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go. That'll bring us into overtime attempt number 1. Just remember, every position is a point with this point system. So, that's going to help quite a few of them. We'll go on board here with the 75, back to the previous lap. As I need to figure out what's going on behind them. If I could get a glimpse of what number, it looked like... Oh yeah, the 33 was one of them. Where is the 33? There he is. It involved the 90. The 90 comes back up into racing surface. Holds on to it, but I think overall the 90 tried going for something that wasn't there. Ooh, actually it might be the 35. We're going to go on board with the good old 35. Yeah, it was the 35. I'm not quite sure why. If he is... I think 35 is 2 laps down. Yes, he is 2 laps down. I don't know why he was racing the leaders like that, but that is not what Daniel Pretorius wanted to see, as there will be 1 overtime attempt. Or not 1 overtime, there's 3 overtime attempts. So if they get back to the white flag, the race will be official. And once again, that is not what Daniel wanted to see. As the 36 did come down pit lane, I think he wanted a fresh set of tires that will benefit that car on this final restart. But you got to remember, these cars out front, they are on warmed up tires. The cold tires, with how iRacing has done it, has definitely made it a little more difficult for these intermediate tracks, as you will get loose on cold tires. So if it was me, I would be kind of swerving back and forth a little bit, trying to warm up them tires to get them going on. As we will get the 1 to green signal this time, I am wondering what Daniel is going to choose, whether it's the inside or outside lane. If I had to guess, he'll probably go for the inside lane coming to the start-finish line. Yes, he will stay on the inside as we are on green-white checkered attempt number 1. Daniel Petroris will bring up to the green flag this time by. Pace car is diving off right about there. So we'll see if these guys can hold it together for one lap and bring it back to the start-finish line. Green flag comes out once again here at Nashville. That 37 got a great start with the 3 as they will go 1-2 to the start-finish line going into turn 1. Daniel Petroris has a great lead. We're going to go on board with this number 3 machine as they are 3 wide further back in the pack, but we're not going to worry about them right now. We're going to focus up here on the front as I think we may have a truck going around. No, we do not. No trucks are going around. White flag this time as the 10 gets a little bit sideways. And there they go. Caution's going to come out once again. No caution yet. White flag this time. They are on the final lap. I have no idea why a caution was not called. That should have been a caution going into the final lap, but apparently not. Coming into turn 3 for the final time, this time tonight. That'll end a lot of people's races, unfortunately. Call this the redemption race from Daytona. Daniel Petroris, final time out of turn 4. Will take the checkered flag, and that will score his first Bonehead Racing win in the Rookie Series. All right, we're going to step away here for a quick second, and we will be right back with your top 3 interview. Top 3 finishing order, I can confirm. Number 98 of Chris Robridge, 37 of Kyle Bishop, and number 3 of Daniel Petroris.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hickory on a beautiful 80-degree Easter Saturday.
All right, we are back live here from Nashville Superspeedway. It's time to get our top 3 interview underway, as we are going to start with the number 98 of Chris Roberts. Finishing at 3rd here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. We saw you give it all you got, Chris, but it came up a little bit short tonight. So how was your race overall tonight, and how do you think you did? Yeah, it's pretty good, and it was a great finish between you top 3. Not sure why the caution wasn't thrown on the final wreck, but going into Iowa next week, how would you say that track is for you as a driver or something like that? Yeah. But yeah, you did great tonight, and going into Iowa, if you play like you did tonight, you might get in our top 3. But yeah, before we go here tonight, is there any friends, families, or sponsors you'd like to thank? Well, we're glad to hear it, and we'll see you next week at Iowa, and hopefully you get in our top 3 in there. All right, thanks for coming out tonight. Oh, I accidentally put him in the wrong voice chat. Finishing 2nd tonight in the 37, Kyle Bishop. Kyle, where did you come from? Yeah. Well, we had quite a few green flag runs. That's for dang sure, and that's really glad to see. But overall, how was the truck tonight on Nashville, and how did you feel? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Son of a... Gosh dang it, OBS. This is why I wish I had a commentator with me. No, Here, talk real quick. No, we can't. What are you doing, OBS? Oh my god. This pisses me off now. This is the 2nd time it has happened in a row. You know what? Screw it. I'm just putting on desktop audio. I'm throwing in the towel on this one. As soon as I could find the dang thing. Device, headphones. Okay. Go ahead and speak real quick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you now. Second time in a row. Second time in a row. Okay, where were we? Because now I got to repeat everything
I don't remember.
the 8 just said. So, okay, so how was it tonight for you out there on the track in the 37, finishing second?
After a couple green flag laps, started losing the right front, especially trying to hold the high side. Definitely melted the right front. Got doored a couple times, but ended up making it to the front.
Oh yeah, you did really great tonight, and I guess going into Iowa next week, is Iowa one of your stronger tracks, or would you say it's kind of one of those tracks that you don't care for?
It's a little slick. Haven't raced in the truck yet, but looking forward to trying to slide my way up through there.
All right. Well, before we let go here tonight, is there any friends, families, or sponsors you'd like to thank?
I just want to thank the team. We're pretty good tonight. We got a 1-2. Lost Cody, but he'll be back up front next week.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out tonight, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, before we move on to the race winner here tonight, I do need to say this. The 98 did appreciate all of his friends for coming out and some of his teammates. His teammates were the 91 and I'm trying to remember all the numbers. Sorry. I do apologize, 98. That is 100% on me once again for getting your interview cut off. I will have that fixed going into next week for sure, especially with the Dirt Tour, because it happened in a Dirt Tour as well. So he thanked his friends, his wife, and explained that Iowa is not really his best track, but he's looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll pull off another top 3 finish there as well. Finishing first, the Australian Intimidator himself, we have Daniel Pretorius.
God.
Well, hey, at least you didn't have to run someone up into the wall this time.
At least I got it this time.
So, what was that pit strategy, Daniel?
Yeah, I think it was 15 laps to go or something, and I had enough fuel. My tires weren't that old, and I saw the 2 lead cars, people that were leading most of the other race, behind me. They went to pit, and so I thought my only chance is to stay out, and so I did.
Well,
and it worked pretty well.
No, yeah, it definitely did. And I thought, I wasn't paying attention. I thought you were back on, what's it called? Like you didn't take your pit stop yet. So, going into Iowa next week, would you say is that one of your stronger tracks or one of your weaker, or how do you see Iowa?
I've raced a bit of Iowa. Wouldn't say it's particularly my strongest track, but you never know. We'll have to see. You can only hope it goes well.
Oh, that's for dang sure. And after tonight, you'll be definitely higher up in the points, as there are some bonus points to be given out. I don't know if you had a few X's or not, but
I had no X's actually.
Oh, so you get a little extra bonus point there. But yeah, after that, after Iowa, I don't even know where we're at after Iowa. I think we go to Chicagoland. But after tonight,
Good old Chicagoland. Yeah.
the green flag runs we had, would you say that definitely helped you out a little bit going into the runs, or would you say that kind of had you struggle a little bit?
No, the green flag runs were pretty good. We were just able to sort of keep up in the top 10, but not catch the leaders. I think it was just that end bit,
Yeah.
where it sort of came in through the pit cycles that sort of helped me out there, really.
Well, it was good seeing you out here again, and technically your second win in this league, but also your first one in the rookie series since you went winless
That's true.
last time we ran, and somehow made it to the championship 4, but you unfortunately weren't able to make it. So before you let go here tonight,
Maybe we can make it back
oh god,
with a win this time.
well, before you let go here tonight, is there any friends, families, or sponsors you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my team, Cody and Kyle, for, really helping me out, really going through this whole run with me. It was great.
All right. Well, hopefully next week we pull you back in. Maybe for another win.
Hopefully.
I don't know. But thanks for coming out here tonight, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Yep, thank you for the race.
Yep. All right, that's going to do it here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. I hope you guys all enjoyed this race. I know I did, as there is plenty of talking about things. And on top of that, a lot of green flag runs. That is insane that we had that many green flag runs. These guys did great here tonight. But, just like anything else, everything can always be improved. So, I don't know what else we got to improve on, but I'm happy with what we got here tonight. And, yeah. We'll see you going into next week into Iowa for 230 laps. That is going to be quite the race for 230 laps. So, remember, if you guys are new here and haven't already hit that subscribe button, if you want to stay in touch with this series, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, and we'll see you next week going into Iowa.